happened to stumble into the office today, Jim, about 2 minutes after I changed out of a button-up shirt and a suit coat that I had on for my actual headshot. Thank you very much.
But I'm saying for the show headshot.
When do I ever wear a suit coat to this show?
Right, and radio nerd Alex Strofe wearing an ESPN radio hoodie makes a lot of sense. Then we got Matt Hamilton.
It looks good, though, Strofe.
Who loves... I didn't say he looked bad.
Yeah.
I was just saying that... And we got Matt
at
Hamilton
least
who
I'm not
loves
a
some
douche
attention.
wearing sunglasses inside.
Yeah, but he's Matt Hamilton. It's like,
Hey,
so that's
Strofe,
like the thing.
I just wear these to block out my haters from behind the glass.
No one douche Matt Hamilton can...
See this, Strofe? Can't see me,
Linger
baby.
on your fingers.
You would know that one, right? Can't see me?
Love me some John Cena.
So let's start
Coming
with
back
that.
to the WWE.
844-770-3776. How you get into the show. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
Let's start, and we're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. What would Matt Hamilton's wrestling name be? 844-770-3776. Strofe, maybe you can wander in here or try to take a photo in between the breaks or something, but let's get a photo of Matt Hamilton, like a wrestling photo of Matt Hamilton, and then we can share it on at Jim and Matt on Twitter. We'll get an Iron Jack poll question coming up in a little bit. That won't be an Iron Jack poll question, but we still want your calls on that 844-770-3776. Even without seeing Matt Hamilton in tank top, mock dog chain, and is that what that is? Like,
Yeah, well, this is from that Thursday night game.
yeah,
where I
but
got
like,
that.
what would you call that? Like a dog chain, like a mock one? Because like that looks
yeah.
similar, like the choke collar that a dog would wear.
Straight up like a fake link chain, like
Yeah,
thick
but massive,
gauge.
like
Yeah.
massive gauge. There you go.
Large gauge metal chain.
And that weighs what?
Nothing.
An ounce.
Plastic, yeah.
And then you got your awesome Vibes, modified Vibes golf club hat.
Yeah.
You were telling me about that, Matt Hamilton. Normally I have one that's similar, and it's got the white Vibes VGC and Vibes golf club with the golf club is all written in white, and you needed to black it out for something, and you did, and it's got kind of a gray look to it, and it's kind of a nice alternative logo for them.
Yeah, I had to black it out for a photo shoot. It was a little bit easier to, like, be hidden. When you're doing a photo shoot for a particular brand, they don't really love seeing other brands in their photo shoot. So that's part of the reason I blacked it out. But after I did it, I was like, I think it looks better. It's like, it's subtle, but it's still like the cool Vibes hat. So, yeah, sometimes you just, well, like Bob Ross says, it was a happy accident.
Bob Ross of PBS fame, the painter, is what you're referencing there.
Happy little accidents.
So, what about, and this is my initial, Matt, I say this with love, but after Alex Strofe had, called you a douche earlier, you kind of have a junkyard dog vibe to you a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what about junkyard douche? That could be your wrestling name.
That does. So I was like a douche that was thrown away.
No,
I hear what you're saying. I get the idea.
No,
it really doesn't sound good.
We're not referencing the actual product. We're referencing the person, and you look like a person who is a junkyard version.
Honestly,
of that.
I feel like I'm taking a peek here. A little behind the scenes, I can see myself on camera here. Just same thing that you guys can see online on Twitter, or X. That it's not.
I'm not
called,
doing that.
Whatever it is.
It's Twitter. Everyone knows it's Twitter.
I kind of feel like I look like the Coors Crusher. Right?
What
I
is
look
it?
like a guy who would just go out and crush Coors Lights all summer. Like, I got that summer look.
I like Coors Crusher.
I think Coors Crusher fits.
Where would you crush it, like on your forehead in this wrestling persona? Not like normal Matt
the
Hamilton.
situation is I would never, in this persona, never just crack the can. I would bite it open.
Yeah, there you
right?
go.
Like puncture it with my teeth, drink it, and then crush it somewhere on my head or my body somewhere. That would be the play.
Are you familiar with the Sandman? Are you familiar with the wrestler by that name?
No, I was just the one that puts you to sleep at night.
All right, so the Sandman was a guy in Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW, and he would enter the ring from it used to be part of WWE, Jim.
Okay.
WWF, you may know it as.
I know I'm old. I honestly was barely interested in wrestling when they made the switch, but when they made the switch from WWF to WWE,
That killed it for you?
I was out.
Fair enough. So
Brand
Sandman,
changes X to Twitter. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, that's fair. So Sandman would enter from the crowd with a big bamboo stick, a kendo stick, but he would always take a beer and smash it over the top of his head as he would begin his entrance. So his forehead would be bleeding as he walked to the ring. And he came to Oshkosh a few years ago. And he went to the wrestling event I go to every year in April in Oshkosh. And afterwards, I was at the bar with him, and he kept telling me I look like, and he's a Philly guy, at the time, the 76ers point guard Ben Simmons, who I do not look like. But he kept telling me I look like Ben Simmons. That's my Sandman story. Thanks for listening.
All righty. Great story, Strofe. Thanks for that one.
Former Badger Jonathan Taylor up for trade. Now, normally we like to be like, oh, clearly the Packers have no need or want for Jonathan Taylor.
We could use help at. Running back ain't it.
I agree. So it doesn't make any sense there. So I wanted to ask you guys on the show. Again, we're also taking your wrestling names for Matt Hamilton. You can see him on the stream at YouTube and Twitter. And also you can see the photo at Jim and Matt. We want wrestling names for Matt Hamilton, 844-770-3776. Then Pat from Madison chimes in. You look like a knockoff of Pat McAfee. Yeah. So Matt Pacafee, which is not bad.
That's
with
not
the
bad.
Pack reference there, too.
It
a
is.
Double entendre.
Here's the thing. The second I came in with the tank top on, because it's such a hot day, I knew I was going to get Pat McAfee references.
I would like you to say this following sentence. Let's pretend the show Wildy and Tausch, which is on 9 to noon every day. Pretend it's called Wad and Tosh.
Wad and Tosh?
Wad and Tosh. Wad and Tosh.
Wad and Tosh?
Wad and Tosh.
I've had people tell me I kind of sound like Pat McAfee before, so.
I've never heard it until today.
I also want to ask this question. Maybe this should be, Alex, I'll let you decide on it, 844-770-3776. Should this be our first Iron Jock poll question? Is the tank top work appropriate? Office appropriate, I should say?
Oh, that's a great question. Well done.
All right, there we go.
It's not. The answer is no.
Right.
But in this scenario, is it appropriate?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know if people out there. I would imagine in the handbook at ESPN Madison Good Karma, tank top not flying. Yeah. But you also have to be reported, and people have to care. So to your point, nobody out there is going to care. So you have that going for you.
Right.
But I think if it's in the handbook, if you read through it, which you can, who follows the employee handbook to a T?
Yeah, that's like reading the user agreements for iTunes, right? Like no one reads that.
The Great Hambino. That's a chime in from Jim in Madison.
I like that one.
Hamadan. The Adam of Madison chimes in with that one.
Hamadan?
Hamadan?
Like a Mastodon?
Hamadan.
That's a Pat McAfee reference.
Okay.
Hammer down is what that means.
There you go.
Okay.
So say that.
I like that.
That's what I think you're supposed to say. I think he wants you to say that.
So pretty much any word that has a W in it, they replace it with an AH. It's kind of their thing on the Pat McAfee show. So Hamadan means hammer down.
Hamadan.
There you go.
Got it.
844-770-3776.
Now I'm feeling a little self-conscious about my tank top, Jim. I have some sleeves in the
I will say
they
this.
zip-on like zip-on sleeves, you have the pants you could unzip them.
No, I was thinking about going to grab my robe that I wear in the morning just to cover up. I'm not. My eyes are up here, Jim. Okay, I'm not a piece of meat.
Our friend Molly Brad before the show started said to me, I don't know that I've ever seen Matt's shoulders before.
Is Matt? That's again, I don't have a problem with it, but you're showing a lot of skin here.
Yeah, a lot.
I know, more than most, but the next 2 days are going to be the hottest 2 days.
We're in an air-conditioned
We're not outside.
studio.
I was outside. I was doing stuff outside all day. I was hot. I didn't want to put on a full outfit because I would have sweat on my way to the show.
I didn't want to put on sleeves.
There is not a lot of things more satisfying than watching a bush.
Here's the thing. We've got fans, and you got to give the fans what they want. They want Donner and Blitzen, baby. They want Blade and Laser.
I'll say this.
Let's go.
That Matt is definitely not in poor taste or in trouble for wearing this, but I do think...
So when I back to back and wear a tank top tomorrow, am I going to be in trouble?
No. Alex, if you wore a tank top to the office, would upper management say something to you?
Probably the moment I walked in the door, yes.
The answer would be yes for me as well.
Right, but you guys.
I'm going to be honest, Jimmy. You have more leash than I do around here.
But I also have more chest hair than you. It's a show. Like if I'm going tank top, it is a show.
So you're going full magic, Magic Mike on us? Or what?
Right. I can share a photo. I think I have one of like me in a tank top. Like you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not there
I'm in
yet.
the wrong era. I should have been alive in the 70s. Like I am Burt Reynolds is what is going on.
Why don't you have any chest hair?
Shaved it.
Because I'm just a
It's
little
for
boy.
curling. It's like a curling advantage.
Yeah, aerodynamic. I literally just don't grow I don't really even have arm hair. I'm a child.
Body hair is one of the
Man-child.
weirdest things in the world to me of like where it decides to grow on who it decides to grow or whatever.
Yeah. I've a decent amount of chest hair.
I mean, it straight
But
up
he's
took me
10 years
until like I
older
was
than me.
26 to actually be able to grow like a mustache that you didn't have to like squint when you looked at it.
Pat from Madison wants you to embrace it, cut off, and wear it as a midriff, like crop top sort of thing here.
So it does say 6-pack coming soon. When that 6-pack arrives, you better believe I'm going to cut that midriff in.
So never. The Adam and Madison chimes in
Maybe.
with sleeveless Jesus. But on a side note, Alex, did you ever have, I feel like there's something, maybe it was pre your time, so maybe I'd ask a question, would you wear them? Did you ever have, these were khaki shorts, but they also had zip-on legs. So
Yeah, I own those.
So Matt Hamilton owned those, yes.
Oh,
I own them
definitely.
too. But, and now they're, I mean, a lot of that stuff, cargo jeans, all that, or cargo shorts and all that, they kind of call it dad clothes because people my age wore it when we were younger, when we thought we were cool. So now it's like, well, I still wear them. I've phased out of them because now I feel ridiculous in them. They all feel too baggy now. Like, I think I like the more modern fit for things where it's a little bit tighter. I mean, I'm working out at Carbon Health. I got to show off the quads
you're
and everything.
getting tighter. Your clothes should be too.
Exactly. So, like, that's what I want to be, doing it. But, Alex, did you ever...
No, only sweatpants versions of that.
Strofe seems like a
would
big
turn
cargo
into
shorts
a,
guy. Were you a cargo shorts guy in high school?
Never really cargo shorts. Always like the normal khaki shorts that I pretty much. I own
But
3
they never
pairs.
had the side pockets?
I own 3 pairs of these shorts I've on.
But they never had the side pockets.
Nah, I mean maybe way back, but not within the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, I definitely rocked the side pocket cargo shorts as a kid.
I had lunch at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse today. I got so it's Taco Tuesday there.
Oh, yeah.
2 tacos, $10, amazing. And I got the fish tacos there. Highly recommend. Came some chips and salsas. Nice little mix up there, too.
There you go.
I'd worked out at Carbon World Health earlier, then kicked down over to North and South, but hung out with our friend Brad from Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. He's telling me winners upon winners upon winners at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. And they have some really cool, I'm not allowed to, like, reveal it, but they have some really cool, like, inside features that are going to be coming, kind of showcasing how much money is won, like, in real time. So that'll be something really exciting. They're making some real cool changes over there. They're putting a new, they're redoing the parking lot. They're in the middle of that right now. That'll be done by the end of the month.
Oh, wow.
So not only it's only going to be a better experience than it always has been at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Packers fans, can you feel the excitement in the air? Preseason football is upon us. And if you want to rep the green and gold, they've got you. With Packers checking from Associated Bank, you can make every transaction a touchdown with an exclusive Packers debit MasterCard. Plus, every Packers checking cardholder scores 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop, both in-store and online, all year long. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards, That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The summer of lower prices continues at Fleet Farm. Take Sprout Vitamin Feed Supplement for livestock. 25-pound bags, now only $19.99. And for you birders, KT Midwest Regional Blend is just $12.99 for a 7-pound bag. Plus, get 12 mega rolls of Quilted Northern Ultra for only $12.99. And enjoy Fleet Farm Beef Jerky for just $8.79 a pack. Look for new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life with price drops at Fleet Farm.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
The traditions.
There's no team I love more than this team.
The drama.
Launching downfield all the way to the end zone.
Only 4 days until week 0. College football lives here. ESPN Radio. You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Carbon World Health.
'Cause I love you more than I could love myself. Mama said don't fall in love again. She remembers all that I forget. Yeah, I try so hard I can't run myself.
David Deerfield chimes in. Gold hammer or hammer of gold as options for Matt Hamilton's wrestling name. What do you think of those?
Gold Hammer. That's not bad. That's not bad. Honestly, they're coming up with way better names than I anticipated.
Well, we
That's
have
some booty, Jim.
844-770-3776 if you want to get into the show. Give us what you think is a good wrestling name for Mr. Matt Hamilton. Also want to ask you this on the sports side of things. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We're presented by Coors Light. Jonathan Taylor. He, former Badger, beloved Badger, and a guy that I think everyone, Packer fans included, want to see Taylor succeed wherever he goes. So I want to ask you this, and maybe this is our first Iron Jock Bowl question, 844-770-3776. Where do you want Jonathan Taylor to go play? Like, because you're a Badger fan, you want him to be successful. So where do you want to see him play? We can come up with some options together, 844-770-3776. I know that I would imagine you don't want to see him, and I don't think you would see him in Detroit, Minnesota, or Chicago. I would assume you don't want to see him in those places.
I don't want to see him in those places, but I wouldn't be shocked if Minnesota goes after him. Now, I know they just let Dalvin Cook go, but this is a team that's going to enter a period of turnover. They already have Justin Jefferson. If they have Jonathan Taylor, it doesn't really matter who your quarterback is next year because you're going to have really, really good weapons, if not the best weapons at each of those positions.
So how about we use the betting odds as what we can use for
I didn't
some
know there
choices?
was betting odds.
There are
on
betting
this.
odds.
There's betting odds on everything.
Because I feel like, and just based off of history, the way this team loves to go for free agents, I feel like Dallas seems like a pretty good landing
Okay,
spot.
so the Vikings are plus 1,500. So they're on the list. That's the middle of the pack. Cowboys, a little bit closer, but not top 4, plus 750.
Let's see. Top teams that I think could really... Arizona's got to be up there.
844-770-3776. Why, though? They don't have Kyler Murray. Well, they're not trying to do anything.
Because James Conner is just injury-prone, and they have a bunch of, newish guys, first, second year.
Yeah, I just don't think they want to win. You know what I mean? I don't think they're interested. I think they'd rather just get a quarterback and restart. And
Are they not on that list?
They're not even listed. No.
Gotcha. I guess that
so
makes a
the
good
list
point.
is in front of you, Matt Hamilton.
Oh, there it is.
So all right. So otherwise we just turn into you just saying team names.
Okay, hold on. Let's just rattle off the top 4 teams in terms of odds.
All right, 608 does chime in with Rams was the name, but again, I think they fall into the Cardinals category of
we're rebuilding.
Good.
But it's still obviously it's different than the Packers, but the Packers, even if they didn't have Dillon and Jones, would not.
Correct.
Whatever position of need they have, they're not going to go fill this year because they're not going even slightly in. They're not even putting half the chips in to win the whole thing this year.
So the team with the 4th most likely odds is the Denver Broncos, which the AFC West did come to mind. Because obviously
put him with a former Badger in Russell Wilson. That worked out really well with Melvin.
Right, exactly.
I think that was a Nathaniel Hackett.
Yes, I tend to agree. 3rd most likely is the Ravens, as they're seeming to go all in.
Speaking of Melvin Gordon.
That would have hurt Melvin a little bit, I think, so I don't want to see him there,
A couple of Badgers.
There's so many running backs, too. I can't imagine that the Ravens, they have 4 fairly big-name guys.
They do. That's true. By the way, Broncos plus 750, Ravens plus 700. At plus 400 coming in at second on this list, Jim, is the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
I don't see it, especially with the price tag that the Colts are allegedly asking for.
Didn't you just get a rookie, too, that they're pretty high on?
They do like Roshan Johnson. Now, again,
that's it. Roshan Johnson.
I'm of the believer of a guy like Taylor is like Saquon Barkley. There might only be 3 in the NFL of running backs who they're not on the level with a franchise quarterback, but I think there's a couple franchise running backs that truly can change the entire complexion of an offense here.
Right, Derrick Henry.
Yes, maybe not anymore, but Henry's kind of getting past the prime a little bit, but he's pretty close.
I mean, he still had a crazy season last year. I'm still going to throw him in there as a franchise running back.
Okay, and so we don't have to do that part now, but what I'm saying is I think Taylor's one of them, and it would help Chicago, but they're keeping their first-round picks just as a backup in case Justin Fields isn't good. They can go get a quarterback next year.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. Green Bay and Chicago are similar like that. They both have 2 first-round picks. They both have backup plans with available picks to go get a quarterback next year. So I think getting a running back, especially if it has to give up one of your first-round picks, doesn't make a lot of sense.
And that's all the Colts really want for him, right? They won't take anything less than a first-rounder.
It sounds like it. Now, again, if the market dries up, and the Bears do have tradable running back. Like Khalil Herbert, you could trade the contract. The Bears have the cap space to absorb Taylor and extend him. And Eberflus has, obviously, he was the Colts defensive coordinator, so he knows Taylor, he knows his character, he knows all that. So I think that's why they're high on the list. It is mainly Eberflus.
Yeah.
Because the rest of it doesn't make any sense.
Number 1 on the list, pretty good odds, plus 250, which means you'd have to bet $250 to make 100. The Miami Dolphins come in at number 1, which was a little surprising to me, but I guess it makes sense. They're a team looking to
they got some guys
in a really tough division.
Little injury-prone guys like Raheem Mostert. I don't think he's played an entire healthy season for a while.
Well, Tua, he's a little bit further along than Justin Fields is as far as I think his concussion issue aside, but Tua had a year last year before he got hurt where they said, okay, we can win with him.
Yeah.
And so if they throw Taylor, so now they feel like they have their quarterback, so if they get a running back, pair him with the guys, their quarterback. I think the Bears are we love the trajectory that Fields is on, but we need a season where the passing gets better. If he can get the average passing and elite running, the Bears will be just fine with Justin Fields. And then they would make a move like this. But I think they're a year away from doing something like that. The Dolphins, if they believe in the health of Tua, I think they would make a move. And again, we're asking you, 844-770-3776. Jonathan Taylor's on the move. Where do you want to see him go? As a Badger fan, where do you want to see him go? We're talking about the odds. I would love to see him in Miami. I think it would allow him to. I think he'd get the ball a lot. I think McDaniel would use him pretty in interesting ways.
Right.
I think Tua could get him the ball. I think with Tyreek Hill, I think he could be explosive. Like, that's a pretty explosive and interesting offense. So that's a team I definitely would be interested in.
I just don't want him to go somewhere bad.
I don't think,
I want to go see him somewhere
like
good.
Playoff potential.
Like, yeah, right.
And I think that's the only
why the
team that would
Dolphins
trade
are
from.
interesting.
Yeah.
Anybody in the AFC West is interesting. I think it's incredibly unlikely the Chiefs would go after him.
I think if they could get him for something, like if they could give up like a fourth rounder, because then they just wouldn't re-sign him and just bring him in, play him for the year, and then
let him go make his own decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what other teams have holes at that position. What's Seattle's running back situation? They have Kenneth Walker. He had a good rookie year. I don't know. Just
They have
somebody
like
that
some
can compete.
McIntosh guy behind him too.
I don't know Seattle's running backs.
Yeah, I
very
just
well.
know two of them because I was just recently in a draft.
What about the 49ers would make sense, but am I missing
It's a
someone?
backup behind
Oh, McCaffrey.
CMC,
No,
yeah.
I forgot about McCaffrey there. Yeah.
Could you imagine lining them both up in the backfield though? Who do you put on McCaffrey? Then who are you putting on Jonathan Taylor? That would be insane.
Now the Browns just.
Oh, I know you couldn't do it.
The Browns, they have Chubb because they just cleared up a ton of cap
Yeah,
space.
they have Chubb, yeah.
Right.
But that could be for Stephon Diggs because Stephon Diggs is maybe not happy in Buffalo. That's been rumored out there. So there could be some moves. There'll probably be nothing happening.
I mean, Buffalo's a good spot. They've
I
got a
don't know
bunch of
what you do here.
meh.
This is such a weird situation.
I don't think he can go back to the Colts. Like, I just don't think that that's an option. So I think he's going to get traded. It's just a matter of when and to whom.
You know what's crazy is this whole situation is right when JT was talking about holding out. Jim Irsay spent like $20 million shipping a whale from
did
like
not.
SeaWorld to. That wasn't him?
That whale died. They never shipped it.
Oh, so it never did happen?
Did
Yeah.
not happen,
He
yeah.
was supposed to. He was going to try and
We
ship
did a
it
whole thing on
to
the air
its
for it.
pod, right?
Yeah,
And-
we did like a whole 3 segments on it.
yeah, but he
last week.
thought about doing it.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
Well, but that's the thing.
whale
Is
died.
like, you're not going to pay your running back.
I have no idea what you're talking
But there's no, but there's like different money. Like, this is his personal money. There's a salary cap for Taylor. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a matter of paying Taylor. So Jim Irsay, there was a whale
at like SeaWorld or
named
something.
Lolita, who was like 50-something years old in whale years, which is very old, and he was trying to. He's part of an organization. Apparently, he's an animal lover that was trying to be able to fly this whale. Yes, fly this whale somehow
to the Pacific,
all the way across the country. It was going to cost $20 million.
What?
So it could live out the rest of its life in with its pod, or it's like its original. Because it was probably taken 50 years ago.
How did I not hear about
I don't know.
It was like I think
That is the
you were out.
perfect
I think on
throwing
vacation.
stones bit right there.
Well, it came through stones, but you guys just weren't around like 2 weeks ago when we did it.
Right.
Huh.
608 chimes in. That's Eric and Madison. We can add that to the list. Raiders for JJ. They're a disgruntled running back. That's not the worst idea out there. Baltimore is another one that popped up. But 844-770-3776. Where would you like to see Jonathan Taylor play next year? I just want to see him. I want to be able to root for the former Badger and see him be successful. And that's why I'm asking the question. 844-770-3776. And we can, I mean, I don't know the other teams on this list. Like the Broncos, that could make sense. I just want him to see. The Buccaneers don't make any sense. I don't think they're trying to win. The Bills would be interesting.
The Bills, I think, would be good. I'm
So I'm
with
just
you. I think the Chiefs would be cool, but they wouldn't do anything for
The
it.
Saints would be, I think, that might be the best fit. Like the idea of like they could use an elite offensive weapon and they could lean on him.
Since Kamara hasn't been an elite offensive weapon
I don't know
since,
if the
like,
Bengals can
2019.
move Mixon. And I think he's suspended a little bit, or is he injured? Something's a little off with Kamara, I believe. And
He's
then
suspended.
Suspended, yeah. So then you need to play him. I mean, you have to find a backup for him for a while.
I think it's just 2 games, but
still,
maybe it's 4.
And then you have the Panthers. Doesn't make sense. Although they don't want to lose, they have to give their pick to the Bears, so they want to win football
Actually,
games.
the Panthers doesn't totally.
But they
not
don't
make
have the
sense.
draft capital.
Right.
So that's, so we're going to get to what Matt missed next segment here. But 844-770-3776. Matt, I regret to inform you, maybe you need to call Paul at Iron Shock, or maybe they do have them, but you need to get a tank top.
Absolutely. I need a tank top to do the show so I can have my wrestling persona here. But regardless of whether I'm wrestling, working out in the yard, curling or on the golf course, Iron Jock has got the apparel for me. That Wisconsin-made garments that have that silver ion technology keeps you feeling fresh and odor-free for as long as you own the garment. The sneaky unsung hero of Iron Jock, in my opinion, the socks. They're 10 out of 10. They got the compression in all the right spots around the arches. They never slip down on you. And even after a good workout, they are not going to make your gym bag reek like a foot. Shocking stuff from our friends at Iron Jock and this Wisconsin-based company. You can go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com right now. There's always deals going on, so you find what deal is best for you. Load up on great Iron Jock gear, and you can be looking cool like me and Jim all the time with your wonderful Iron Jock gear.
You can use the code LOGO40 at ironjock.com. 40% off all large logo items.
Iron Jock. It's what's inside that matters.
It's Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts. Football season is about to kick off, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to win all season long. Visit FanDuel.com/play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hope is here. GamblingHelplineMA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 21 plus and present in select states. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $50 unless specified otherwise. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier and High Country seat 7.
Working at a company that truly cares and invests in their employees should never be taken for granted. Work, learn, and earn at the Weld School at Stoughton Trailers. The program includes 1 week of paid training starting at $18 per hour and features small class sizes designed for individual attention. No prior experience is needed because teaching their employees is all part of the Stoughton Trailers way. Graduate into a full-time position in Stoughton or Evansville. Apply today at stojobs.com. That's stojobs.com.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Matt Hamilton here for Iron Jock. Believe it or not, being an Olympic curler takes a lot of practice time on the ice. And despite always being cool, I still work up a sweat. That's why I love Iron Jock and their no-stink technology. Silver ion technology is the how behind why it works, and that is about as technical as I can get with it. What I do know is that if I'm on the ice or just wanting to look good, I know Iron Jock has t-shirts, polos, and hoodies for me. Support this Wisconsin-based company today and get gear at ironjoc.com. That's ironjoc.com.
If you're looking to fill the vacant space in your commercial building, the local agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group are eager to grow your bottom line. Head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Welcome back to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. It's Mountains Are Blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. You can get into the show, 844-770-3776. We're going to play, we brought it around during the summer, but I want to bring it in now. What Matt missed. And, Stroh, if you can kind of give us the rundown. And also the 608 chimes with Matt the Macho Ham, because we'll take your
I like that one.
Your wrestling nicknames for Matt Hamilton, who is dressed like a wrestler today.
Little Randy Savage reference there.
I actually have a picture of Randy Savage in my wallet.
What?
It was a sticker I found. It was a really neat sticker, but it's the Macho Man, and I just stuck it in my wallet where my ID should go. So there's actually a picture of the
Where's your
Macho
wallet?
Man. It's in the other room. I'll grab it.
Okay.
I'll show it to you in the break.
Got it. All right. Time to play What Matt Missed, which essentially is there is no context, Jim. I play an audio clip. Matt tries to tell us who said it, what it's about, and then we all react. Make sense?
Love it.
Clip number 1.
You're proud of it, of course. You know, you appreciate it. But the thing that you're proud of is all those games are mostly just like that. You know, preseason games that people want to write about, some of you in here want to write about and say they don't mean anything because you never played the game. You never were out there in a preseason game. You never were fighting for a spot on the team. And yet you have the audacity to say that the effort that somebody puts into that to win and fight and win a game like that is meaningless. Tell me it was meaningless out there, what you just saw. If you like football, is that a meaningless football game? You know, I can't respect anybody that says that because of the effort these guys put into it. That's what you're proud of. That's why I'm so proud of these guys for the way they fought. It doesn't matter win or loss. It matters the way they went about their business tonight. And I'm proud of him for that, always will be.
Matt, who is that and what is he talking about?
Honestly, I have no idea who it is, but I love that perspective. You know, I get caught up in this fan perspective of like, oh, preseason games don't matter, they're shell defenses. But you forget how much is on the line for these third and fourth string guys out there. And for people to be writing in that fashion, like I totally get where this guy's coming from. I'm going to guess. I have no idea what is. I don't feel like it's a Packer. Is it? Yeah.
No, not a Packer.
I don't know. Who's the guy in Detroit? Campbell?
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell?
Was the guy in Detroit.
That's my guess. It's Dan Campbell.
That is incorrect. Jim, who was that?
That sounded like a hard. It sounds like Joe Biden, to be a little bit, honestly, there. Like, for a second, I thought.
Guess a little bit.
I was like, what is he talking about?
A little bit younger
Not
than Joe
quite
Biden.
enough stumbling.
The man has a stutter. Like, he was diagnosed with a stutter. He was a severe stutter.
Yeah, so that's how you know
but
it's
you
not.
don't make fun of someone
I'm
for
not making
it.
fun.
Yes, you did.
No, that guy did not stumble through his sentence.
So you're making fun of the other person for stumbling through your sentence. You don't make fun of someone who has, like, a psychological disorder. Like, he was a severe stumbler. Anyways. Like,
Jim, who was that?
Stutterer, not stumbler. I'm going to go with who played last night. I'm going to go John Harbaugh.
That is correct. That was John Harbaugh after the Baltimore Ravens NFL record 24-game preseason win streak.
He's 100% wrong. I mean, literally, the games are meaningless. Like, it's preseason, the record, the stats, none of it carry
That is
anyway.
meaningless,
Good
but
game last night,
it
though.
means a lot to those fourth stringers, though, is what he's getting at. And that's why it's a fresh perspective because we look at it as fans. Yes, this game literally means nothing.
It's not a
going
fresh perspective.
forward.
We're all aware that those guys are busting their butts for it. We just
Well, I know, but like
also can acknowledge that, like, essentially it's meaningless.
He's making a point to calling it essentially meaningless is really belittling it. Saying that this game has no bearing on the regular season might be a more diplomatic way to say it. But when writers say it's meaningless and your players read that is, I can see how that could be rough. You're right. It's essentially meaningless, but it's not to these players. It's everything to some of these guys who are just fighting for a spot on the team.
Were you aware that last night's loss for the Baltimore Ravens was their first preseason loss since 2015?
No,
Yes,
because his
I knew
meeting
that.
was football.
I knew that.
Just kidding.
But it's also like no crap, Sherlock. Like, of course, these games to the guys who are out there trying to bust their butt for it. Like, clearly we know that. Like, he was
Right.
just trying to prove a point. He was over the top. He's a big, hardcore football guy. Like, yes, you like football? Yeah, but that's not football, guy. Like, that's not NFL football. It's
Last
somewhere in
night
between.
was a great game.
It was close game.
Great game.
Close game, and yes,
yeah,
the
but
Ravens
it went down
did
to the
not-
wire. They
But
stopped
that's-
Washington
right.
on a 2-point conversion. They were
Close.
down by
So-
2. They come back. They hit a game-winning field
There's
goal.
a difference between a close game and a great game.
31, 28.
The quality
I think
of
is
the play
final.
was not great.
Oh,
but
come on. Grow up.
It was Washington really wanted to
Grow
win
up.
it.
I do like close
You
games,
grow up,
though.
stop watching practice.
No. Next clip.
I think the expectations are a lot higher to me right now for Justin Fields for a very simple reason. The Chicago Bears see that he can be a great runner and hasn't really had all the weapons to be a great, complete quarterback. The DJ Moore acquisition was a great acquisition, and that's exactly what Justin Fields needed. Now, in Green Bay, I think the patience for Jordan Love is much higher right now than the patience is in Chicago for Justin Fields.
Matthew?
Oh, man. I literally have no idea who that person was.
Okay.
You should. Like, he's been around enough. Like, and I knew who it was, but, like, you hear him talk. Like, that's a recognizable voice.
Okay.
I would agree.
Like, isn't he on, like, every Sunday night?
He is?
Yeah.
Van Pelt? He's on every Sunday, right?
He is. It's true.
It's Peter King.
Never heard of the
That's
guy.
like a bad on you. Like,
I'm
he
sorry.
wrote for the he wrote for Sports Illustrated forever, and then is on Football Night in America every Sunday night during the broadcasts of Sunday Night Football.
Maybe I should catch his
So
voice a little bit more.
Peter King there saying Justin Fields has more pressure than Jordan Love in 2023.
I think that's right. Justin Fields had his opportunity to start. He made his jump. Now they're looking for that third jump out of him. This is Love's first go-around. I think we've kind of had this show consensus that unless Love is an absolute dumpster fire, like he's got this team for 2 years, minimum.
Year and a half. If he, I mean, like, if he
play this
just
year.
looks meh and they draft, let's say they draft the guy in the 4th round.
Right.
And let's say Love doesn't look like he's getting better, they might want to give that 4th round guy a run.
Well, so he's at least got the start of 2
Yes,
seasons as a
yes,
starter.
without a
So
doubt.
there's no guarantee like that with Justin Fields, right? So I don't think he's wrong in any fashion. I think if Justin Fields doesn't show any sort of improvement or even like digresses, they're going to use those picks that they got to get another quarterback. So, yeah, I think he's right. This guy, he seems like a smart sports guy.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Jim, do you agree with that? Justin Fields more pressure than Jordan Love in 23?
Yes, and I'll say this, I'm going to spin this a nice way. Green Bay has a very accepting and loving fan base, at least initially, and like they're excited about the idea of Jordan Love. He's going to get like a year's pass, though. But I mean, like, right now, Packer fans are excited you got the stank of Aaron Rodgers. You're happy not to have him around. For a lot of Packer fans, like, that's part of it.
Yeah.
So many people
Yeah.
like, I'm excited for no drama this year. I'm excited
Yeah,
for all this.
for real.
So, like, people are going to give him this year to be like, okay, this is all fun. Like, this is just, let's go cheer for the guy. Let's build him up.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of winning. In Chicago, it's honestly very similar to, like, the Cubs with that 100. You're like, you desperately need it. Chicago needs it. And the pressure on Fields is that the Bears have Fields, who would still be an asset to be traded. Let's say he doesn't make the jump they want. They'd be able to trade him plus 2 first-round draft picks. And if he's not good, well, then they have their own high draft pick. Bryce Young probably won't win a lot of games, so they could have 2 high draft picks to then go up and get Drake May or Caleb Williams, or maybe so they're in a position where if Justin Fields can't get it done, they probably can go get one of those premier quarterbacks or trade for a disgruntled veteran.
Right.
So he's on a lot of pressure because Chicago is in a position where if it doesn't work this year, they'll just move on. And, he wasn't drafted by these guys.
Right.
So I think it'll work, but it is a make or break season for Justin. He has to continue to show ascension as a passer.
I got to be honest, I didn't realize that the seat was even warm. I thought Chicago was so thrilled with his performance last year. He was safe. But
They
that's
are, but I
interesting.
mean, if he stays static,
Yeah.
they're going to move on.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
But, like, you do the same. I mean, like, let's say Jordan Love goes out and has we'll just do QB ratings, a QB rating of, like, 87. And then the next year, he has another QB rating of 87. You're just going to roll with that, stay static, or you're going to examine fixing that.
I feel like it's so different, right? Because I feel like to the point of pressure, Chicago's been through this heartbreak enough, whereas Green Bay is coming off 2 very successful marriages, essentially, right? So I feel like the leash is just naturally longer in Green Bay.
Or you could go the other way of like,
maybe
there's expectation for great quarterback play.
You could.
Like, is Green Bay even like just exploring this out? Like Chicago, let's say Fields is somewhere like a Michael Vick type, which was like borderline franchise QB, but not elite up and down the seasons. But they have a great defense and a great running game, and let's say they get to the Super Bowl. Like, let's just say like it's similar to what Vick's career could have been.
Right.
They're going to be joyous and grateful for that, even if or Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Right.
Green Bay has an expectation. Like, let's say you have a great defense and a game-managing quarterback. I feel like Green Bay is going to get sick of that real quick, the fan base, because they're used to elite quarterback play and seeing the ball bombed all over the field. So if you end up in the same spot, let's say you win the division, let's say you win a division a little bit less, but you end up constantly coming close to Super Bowl, never getting through, but you have an elite defense. But your quarterback is fine. He's Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Are you going to be happy with that? You're used to you're used to having elite. Green Bay, I mean, Chicago will fall over backwards. If Chicago gets Kirk Cousins, they're going to be losing their mind.
You're right. I mean, it is a fascinating comparison because, I mean, it is the oldest rivalry, right? And we've talked plenty over the course of this offseason, the rejuvenation within the rivalry. What are you laughing at?
Daryl Deerfield chimed in. I just realized that Matt's only doing this because he has a gold medal. I'm more qualified for the show than Matt is. On the Peter King, John Harbaugh stuff so far.
I mean,
Well, let's see if he can get the third and final
The
one.
fact that you doubled down on Peter King was not the best look. Like, he's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, no, but I was just being... Here's
the
the thing, is I'm brutally honest. I had no idea.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure I did, but I just didn't know the name. I'm sure I've seen him before.
Did you say that was Dave or Daryl in Deerfield?
Daryl.
I would say, Daryl, I'm surprised it took you this long.
Yeah, come on. Like, half of you listeners are more qualified than me.
Last one, fellas.
You can't coach scared. You know, you see some of the great ones out there. You know, Kansas City's playing their guys, Buffalo's playing their guys. What's in the best interest for our team is to go out there, play some football together, and prepare ourselves the best way we can for September 11th. I don't want to just throw them out there for a series and get them out. Would like to see those guys to go through transition, get to the sideline, have some adjustments, play with those adjustments. And so you'd like to see that transition happen a few times.
That's easy, but go ahead.
Matt, who's that and what is he talking about?
Obviously, he's talking about starting his first stringers in the preseason game.
Yes.
Who is that guy? Sounds like a younger guy. I'm assuming it's a coach, head coach, probably.
Good assumption.
Who's coaching the Eagles right now? What's his
Nick
name?
Sirianni.
Is it Sirianni? I don't know. Yeah, sure. Let's go Sirianni.
It's Robert Saleh.
It is Robert Saleh talking about playing Aaron Rodgers
That's
in the
right.
third and final
I got
preseason
that
game.
first episode of Hard Knocks, and I probably should have paid more attention to Saleh's
Listen to him
voice.
speak.
So Matt
I
goes,
did. I heard about the crow on the Eagles' back.
Matt strikes out. That is 3 strikes, and he is out.
Oh.
Got 0 of the 3 clips today. Jim, congratulations. You got all 3.
Does that mean I win it?
Yeah, you nailed it, bro. You want to wear the rally chain?
Nah.
Go good with that shirt.
I'm good. I don't need to wear the rally chain. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Former Wisconsin linebacker Nick Herbig is making his impact in his first year as a Pittsburgh Steeler. In this past weekend's preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, Herbig had 3 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, when he was asked about the 4th-round picks coming out party this preseason.
You know, we like doing business with Wisconsin, man. Just schematically, it's the same thing that made us comfortable when we drafted TJ and Loudermilk and Benton. And so I can't tell you that I'm overly shocked at what we're seeing from him.
Bundle a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
Matt Hamilton here for Iron Jock. Believe it or not, being an Olympic curler takes a lot of practice time on the ice. And despite always being cool, I still work up a sweat. That's why I love Iron Jock and their no-stink technology. Silver Iron technology is the how behind why it works, and that is about as technical as I can get with it. What I do know is that if I'm on the ice or just wanting to look good, I know Iron Jock has t-shirts, polos, and hoodies for me. Support this Wisconsin-based company today and get gear at ironjoc.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Summer's here. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in car and driver 10 best history.
See your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
See dealer for financing details.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Stoughton Hospital and the Ortho Team Clinic. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee. So the goal for me is always to see patients who want to get back to their active lifestyle. The techniques that I use now allow patients to return back to the activities, including sports, faster than ever before.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to madisonmoneyguy.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
I should be dancing the pain away, the pain away. I'm gonna wear my favorite color tonight, all night. I'm gonna shake it like the thunder tonight, all night. Dreams up in my head, how far can I get? I hope it's not too late to find, 'cause I feel like I've been going under tonight.
Matt Hamilton wants to be a wrestler.
Next career. In case this radio thing doesn't work out.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
So we've been taking nicknames for Matt Hamilton as far as what his wrestling name should be. We are also asking you our first Iron Jock poll question. Is wearing a tank top to work appropriate? And you just reset it, Alex Schoff. I was going to read the results, but you moved it on me. But that's all right. Right now, 82% of people say no.
Wait, pop that back up. I saw I was mentioned as Matt Hamilton today. Okay. And
what do you think it was going to say?
I don't know. I saw Pat McAfee do it once. I thought it was okay.
Wordsmith.
That's what just came out of Matt's mouth.
Yeah, well, I'm flabbergasted.
You're what?
Flabbergasted.
Everything's under control. Situation normal. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you.
How are we feeling about that? Because I thought that was pretty funny. I pulled that popped up.
No, I think it's the best.
So that popped up in my TikTok feed because I'm a Star Wars fan, and I was like, that's just hilarious from like all the times we screw stuff up on the show.
Yeah.
I thought that was absolutely perfect. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. I want to talk, get a little excited about Badger football. We're not talking about it enough. I heard this idea, and I want to get your thoughts on it. It was given to me, and I like the idea. Should the Badgers, and I know that, did LaFleur do anything like this, his first play call as a Packers coach, like any homage to like the Packers history? I know that when Matt Nagy took over for the Bears, I think his first play was like a wing tee, and then they like audibled out of it and then ran a real play, but they came out in the wing tee formation because that's in the song "Bear Down." And obviously the Packers have run; they have an homage play, they have that power run, Paul Horning, whatever that's called. Like I think he might have ran that early in his stint as a play caller.
I got to be honest, I didn't know this was a thing.
Homage. I don't know if it always is a thing, but I know that the Packers have that. For like maybe you can Google exactly what it is, but an homage to Paul Horning, the power sweep, I think it is for the Green Bay Packers. The Bears had the wing tee. Matt Nagy came out, and I think they audibled out of it. But initially they showed up in it. So at lunch, the idea was thrown out that the Badgers should show up in like a jumbo package and either run their first play out of the jumbo package. I thought like you could. Now the difference is you're homaging to what? Obviously more Barry Alvarez and Paul Chris. You're not going to homage to your fired coach, but if you homage to the history of Badger football and the old I formation, power I, jumbo package, you could come out in a power I and then audible out of it into and just have the wide
air raid offense.
Yeah, you could have the four wide receivers out there, have them line up in weird positions, and just stand in it for a second, audible, back out, and then run a play. What do you think about that?
I think it's cool though. I am always down when a team wants to pay homage to the team of the past, right? Like that's always a cool thing. I think history is really neat. So like when a team is willing to embrace its own history and then showcase it in a fashion like that, I think it's really cool. Especially like we had 20 years, 30 years almost of this. Who knows more? But like the Barry Alvarez coaching tree is 30 years old, right? And we just chopped that thing down like George Washington chopping down a cherry tree. And we're starting in this new style, air raid offense, totally different like lineage of coaching style, right? So like I think it's really neat if Fickle were to go out there and kind of pay homage, say like I understand the history of these Badgers, I am aware of what's going on, and we are going to bring in our style, but still pay homage to like the old way. This power run game. And I really do think that like Coach Longo is thinking, how am I going to incorporate this already strong running game and running back into this kind of air raid offense? So I think we're going to see a really kind of natural blend between this air raid and this classic Badgers smash mouth football. I'm super excited for what the Badgers are going to do because they have the coach for the air raid, but they really do have some great personnel for this smash mouth football. So I think the world is, and the playbook is Coach Longo's oyster, so to speak.
Yeah, and I think that the tricky part for the homage is that somehow the Badgers have been running the same offense since 1990, and so it could dance on the idea of homaging coaches who were just fired. Like it's like, but that's not like Luke Fickell's problem. It's not like did the Badgers never evolve their offense past what they ran in 1994. I mean, that's just what they've done here, and Tom Oates loves it, and he doesn't want anything to change. He wants
get off my lawn.
But oh man, that was an unnecessary shot.
It was, dude. I'm here for it. Anytime you want to throw a little ageism joke out there, I'm in. Right? You know I'll back you.
Matt Hamilton hates old people, but he loves going to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse with me. We were there a couple weeks ago. We had a good time with some of our friends in the area. Had a nice little dinner adjacent to the appetizers and drinks adjacent to the Horseshoe Bar. What did you? I got the old fashioned. What did you get?
I got the old-fashioned as well.
Yes, they also had the Nola Mule, which I considered. That's a good one, and my daughter's name is Magnolia. We call her Nola for short, so I've had that there before. We had the ahi tuna as part of the sizzle, swizzle, and swirl.
And the calamari.
And the calamari there. I'm glad you ordered that.
And first of all, like, we've all ordered calamari before. If you're a fan, if you enjoy calamari, you remember, you get it, and you get this, like, a little portion, almost enough for one, but you got it for a table of 5. This calamari plate was a seriously large plate of calamari. Everybody at the table could get their fill, where that doesn't seem to be the case normally with calamari, so I was pretty stoked on that when they brought that out.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad you ordered it. I forgot how good it is there. I need to get out there more for happy hours because that Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl happy hour is amazing. Shout out to Lee out there. We're going to have him on the show again sooner than later.
And I think the best part is I could go out wearing this,
You
and
could.
I would be welcomed at that bar with open arms.
I should take a photo of you, send it to Lee, see if he'd still welcome
Yeah,
me.
send it to, am I still allowed if I show off the diesels at the bar?
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
The traditions.
There's no team I love more than this team.
The drama.
Launching downfield all the way to the end zone.
Only 4 days until week 0. College football lives here. ESPN Radio.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Yeah, it is. I'm Alex Strofe. Your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The Aaron's Art of Wheels Vintage Weekend wraps up the 2023 Road America race season September 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets today on their website, roadamerica.com. Well, one of the final practices of the Green Bay Packers preseason camp just wrapping up in Green Bay. Jason Wilde will join Rutledge and Hamilton at 3:30 to talk all things practice and the final game of the preseason as the Packers take on the Seattle Seahawks at Lambeau Field on Saturday night. Head coach Matt LaFleur, meeting with the media earlier today, says there's still plenty of positions up for grabs.
It's training camp, and we still have another game to get prepared for, and I still think there's a lot of battles and positions to be fought for. So we're attacking it the same way we have up to this point.
Continued coverage on all things green and gold over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Baseball, the Brewers still in first place of the NL Central at 68-57. They kick up a series at home with the Minnesota Twins tonight. It's a 7:10 first pitch with Wade Miley on the mound. Rutledge and Hamilton continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
You got the shell.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Get off my lawn!
Oh, man, that was an unnecessary shot.
It was, dude. I'm here for it. Anytime you want to throw a little ageism joke out there, I'm in. Right? You know I'll back you.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. With Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
What are you more hyped about as we get into almost football season, even though it is a gajillion degrees outside? I mean, it is like a gajillion. Easy.
It is.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, tomorrow there's
So are you coming in topless tomorrow, Matt Hamilton? Is your tank top today?
But it won't affect you guys on the stream because I'm sitting at a desk.
Or us, because you'll be removed from the office.
I don't think so.
I'm just
I think that would be
testing my boundaries. Once I come in without pants on, I'll know that that's not allowed, and I won't do it again.
844-770-3776. Apparently, this might be Matt's last day on the show.
Linger on your fingers. Linger on your fingers.
Oh, man. How are we feeling about that, Alex Strofe?
I don't think so.
So I wanted to get into, but now I'm worried about talking about being excited with Matt Hamilton here. But, like, he's coming in bottomless tomorrow.
Fair point.
But I wanted to ask the question, Packers offense or Badgers offense? Like, what are you more excited about this year? Because this Badgers offense is completely new. New scheme. I feel like 50% of the personnel is new, or at least feels new. And especially when you account for how deep they'll be at wide receiver, there's so much excitement and I would say expectations for this offense. You have a quarterback who has been proven to be able to do it at college football level, at nearly Wisconsin level. I guess SMU maybe not Power 5. Are they Power 5 school?
They're not.
They're not. So, I mean, right below the Power 5, but even if those numbers are...
But they were playing
the
like
conferences
TCU.
are changing
There's
like
so
all
much
the time now.
I don't know.
Right.
So,
I think TCU was in their division, though, for a while.
And I don't think that's a power... I don't know where anyone is anymore,
I
Matt
don't know where
Hamilton. I'll be
anything
honest.
is
Yeah, they're in the AAC. So
okay.
no.
Okay. So, because it changes so much. I know the FAU just went into the AAC. So, like, that's about all I know.
Welcome to the big leagues after
Yes.
that Final Four run.
Yes. And their football coach is Tom Herman, the old Texas
Yeah.
coach. So, like, there's maybe something there. We'll see. But what has you more excited? Because the Packers offense, I feel like, is going to be efficient, not explosive. I think the Badgers offense will be explosive. 844-770-3776. Let's put that up as our Iron Jock poll question at ESPN Madison. What has you more excited, the Badgers offense or the Packers offense?
For me, it's without a doubt, it's the Badgers offense, right? Like, I'm excited for the Packers, but I mean, even Matt LaFleur early was trying to temper expectations. Like, you're not really getting that out of the Badgers as much. Like, you don't hear the coach blatantly trying to temper expectations. He's letting let people get as excited as they want. He's focused on the game. And so both teams are in big transitions. Obviously, you go from your Hall of Fame franchise quarterback to a new guy. It's a big switch. But we're talking like, not only are we changing coaches, we're changing the style in which we play the game here in Wisconsin. And that's something the Badger football team hasn't seen as in my lifetime. It's always been that Barry Alvarez kind of style. The only, I guess, asterisk to that was that Russell Wilson year. They seemed to be a little bit more open to throwing, but they still ran it a ton. So I just think that with the potential of this offense in the Badgers and where they could get to this season, I could see the Packers maybe making the playoffs, but I don't see them ever making like a deep run in the playoffs this year. The Badgers, I feel like it's possible. Like, it might not be likely, but it's possible. We have the players. I think the talent is there on the team. Are they going to be able to come together and learn this new offense and not have like the growing pains of learning a new offense, essentially? So I think the Badgers excite me more just because I think they have a better shot at getting farther into the season, whether that be into a really great bowl game, maybe, fingers crossed, maybe they can win the Big Ten and make it into the college playoff. But I think that since the Badgers have a higher ceiling, I'm more excited for that offense.
What about you, Alex?
All right, the word's excited, which I think there is general excitement around the Badgers entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But after Saturday night, and this goes back to me saying, I don't want to overreact about preseason, but after that third drive on Saturday night, I think there are going to be some moments with this Packers offense where we go, holy smokes, in 2024, this team's going to be unstoppable. So I lean Packers, but I'm really excited about both. I just think there's more, believe it or not, more mystery to the Packers offense than there even is for the brand new Badgers offense.
100%. That's kind of why I'm more excited for the Badgers, because I feel like their floor is pretty high still.
I agree.
The Packers, their floor could be in the basement and their ceiling could be on the roof, right? Like the Badgers, I feel like I have a pretty good idea that they're going to be pretty darn good.
So the North Carolina football team, and I bring that up because that's where Phil Longo was the OC at. Oh, by the way, Sam Howell looked nice last night. That is a Phil Longo QB. Sam Howell, former North Carolina QB, the Phil Longo coached at North Carolina. But they averaged 34.5 points per game last year.
Awesome.
Yes, that seems pretty.
How many passes per game?
Passes per game, I don't have. Oh, yeah, they have. I don't have passes attempt per game, but I do have 310 yards per game in passing yards.
Could you imagine that? That's
And
like 4 games
average,
for a quarterback last
The
time.
average per attempt completion, 8 yards. Their average per attempt was 8 yards. So it is the average play in general on offense was 6 yards. They scored 63 touchdowns last year. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it is going to be an explosive offense. I think it's going to be more consistent. I think the Packers, Alex, you're right. And so no matter what kind of ride you want to have here, the Packers offense will show flashes of being like, this could be amazing. But I also think you're going to have, like, you had these with Aaron Rodgers. You're definitely going to have them with Jordan Love in his first year as starter. Like, just clunkers. Like, you could have a game where you don't score a touchdown. And then the next game, you make that face, but that's not uncommon in the NFL.
No.
It is mind-blowing for Aaron Rodgers.
Because it's like, you're right.
But you could have a game that Jordan Love scores 3-4 touchdowns. Like, I think both could happen this year. I think there will be a game where Jordan Love will account for 3 touchdowns, and there'll be a game where Jordan Love does not throw a touchdown pass. I think both those things will exist this year. The Badgers' offense, I think, will be more consistent. I honestly, here's my insane thoughts. And 844-770-3776. Which offense are you more excited about for 2023? That's our Iron Jack poll question, but I want you to add on to it. Give me an insane Alex Strofe, Luke Musgrave's going to win Rookie of the Year sort of take. I want something like through-the-roof insane for the Badgers football team. Like Braylon Allen's going to run for 8 yards per carry. Like, like Tanner Mordecai is going to throw for.
Is that Braylon Allen one that insane?
Well, I want something that is plausible. Like 2,000 yards does not seem plausible for him. I don't think he's getting enough carries. I think they purposely want to spread the ball around. Ches Malusi. I'm hearing good things about Nate White, the true freshman from Wisconsin, and then you have Braylon Allen. So I think they're going to try to spread the ball to those guys plus wide receivers, and I think you're going to see Mordecai based off. I don't know how athletic Mordecai is, but I think he'll run some. Drake May led to the quarterback from North Carolina. He was the leading rusher for Carolina last year. So I do think there'll be some designed runs or some plays where Tanner, he might knock off 4 yards at a time, but I do think there's going to be lots of different ways that the Badgers are going to kind of skin a cat here.
All right, I got, I don't know if this is as bold as you were looking, but let's say I see Chimredike having 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards receiving.
That's pretty bold.
I mean, that's a touchdown a game, right?
Yeah.
Just about?
Yes, and let's bring this up. I don't know if the Badgers wide receivers had 1,000 yards receiving last year.
But we got this is a different style.
It's not as mind-blowing as I thought it was because he had 689 yards receiving last year and 6 touchdowns. I did not think he was that close to it.
Okay, so I mean,
that's a good one. I don't want something that's like Luke Musgrave gonna actually like that one is an insane take of like he's gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year. But Chimredike is it's a bold take, but it's not like this isn't gonna happen.
Not feasible, right? Yeah.
Right.
Plus, especially after him telling me that my guess of 11 wins or 10 wins was a little bit low. I'm excited. I think he's gonna go off this year.
Braylon Allen averaged 5.4 yards per carry. So here's my bold thing. He's going to average 6.5 yards per carry this year.
Love it.
844-770-3776. Give us your bold Badger offense takes and which offense you're more excited about this year, the Packers or the Badgers. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We're going to throw some stones next.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every U. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
And our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Abigail Sadler from Mount Horeb High School. Welcome, Abby.
Thanks.
You were actually born in California.
Yeah, lived there for 9 years. My dad's job moved him to Wisconsin. Lived there for 4 years. Then my dad's job moved him up to Toronto, Canada. So we lived up there for 3 years, and we moved back to Mount Horeb.
You're an outstanding runner, a state champion in track, cross country. You had a good career, but you had a little injury, right?
Yeah, I had tendonitis in my right Achilles, so I spent 2 months recovering. I'm fully back from it now.
And then there's a group called Power that you got involved in Canada.
That's right. It's a women's empowerment group. They do certain events to raise money for different causes. Brought that back here this past year, and it's been great.
You can drive cutting-edge design. 2023 Audis are on the lot and ready for delivery. You can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. See dealer for detail and exclusions. Eligibility is subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. Cannot be combined with national customer credit. Offer expires September 5th. Stop in and test drive today. Check out our website to see our current electric vehicle inventory and our monthly specials. The search for your Audi begins and ends at Zimrick Audi of Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Drive yours today.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Carbon World Health.
Gotta say goodnight if you never wake up. I think that I'm lucky, I don't got it made. Everything I got could fit inside a suitcase. Yeah,
ESPN listening, front page of ESPN.com. Sound the sirens. Big Ten getting an offensive makeover with introduction of Air Raid, and it's Phil Longo, and I'm going to assume that looks like Braden Locke. Is that Tanner Mordecai there? 18?
No, I think that's Braden Locke.
There you go. Look at that. Look at me knowing my Badger football
Smart
players.
fella.
Matt Hamilton, who is Braden Locke?
Pitcher for the Brewers.
He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light. Let's throw some stones.
The guys think they have the answers to everything.
I'm the best there is. People like me.
So it's time to put them to the test.
That's some booty, Jim.
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
It is time to throw some stones here on Rutledge and Hamilton each and every day. I scour the interwebs to figure out what the heck has happened. In the last 24, I've got questions. Jim and Matt have answers. I'll score them throughout. And at the end, we will crown a winner of Tuesday's edition of Throwing Stones. Fellas, August 22nd, National Tooth Fairy Day. Two-part question for you. I know you both struggle with these, so listen carefully. Part one, what is the appropriate amount to give a child, or for the tooth fairy to give a child for losing their tooth these days? And how much did you receive from the tooth fairy when you lost your tooth back in your day, Matt Hamilton?
Well, the Probably the appropriate amount now with like inflation, like $2 a tooth, I think is fair. I used to get $1 a tooth, and then I think my last tooth I got $5, my last baby tooth. So I think that's fair. Do something along that line. $2 a tooth, and yeah, give them $5 for the last one, and I don't know. Don't collect them. Throw the teeth away. Don't save them like some of those crazy parents that are like, I have all your baby teeth
Why
still.
would the parents save the teeth, Matt Hamilton? They don't even have access to them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The tooth fairy, but they ship them back to some parents, is what I hear.
Oh, is that
Just
how it
let
goes?
the tooth fairy keep them. Don't ship them back to mom and dad so they can show you their keepsakes.
The tooth fairy, if you're curious, on vacation still makes a visit, at least for the Rutledge household. But Magnolia had a loose tooth. I was flossing and popped the tooth out on accident. But she took it, it was loose, so she took it in stride. She was excited.
Right.
But she wasn't sure, is the tooth fairy going to arrive on vacation or not? Now, the question was, like, does the tooth fairy bring more on vacation? But then we thought, like, hey, the tooth fairy was thinking, like, hey, maybe the older kid would be upset if the younger one got, more money just because she lost a tooth on vacation. We might have an incident where the other one's trying to knock a tooth out. So we were hopeful the tooth fairy did not, give more. So it was $2. We do $2 at the Rutledge house. I feel like I got 50 cents or $1. I feel like it was $1 a lot. Maybe it was 50 cents. Because also, like, for the tooth fairy, like, 50 cents a lot to carry around.
See, I got them in quarters, though.
That seems ridiculous. But, like,
for a piggy bank, it just was nicer to put in a quarter. The tooth fairy loved to drop off $1 in quarters.
So it would be $1 bill. That's what I think I got, and the girls get $2. Do you know what Brett Bielema? Do you know Brett Bielema?
Yes.
Yes.
Tight end for the Badgers.
Yes. He said that the tooth fairy brings. Do you want me to guess the amount of money to his children?
If this is stuck with you this long, it's got to be
20
three digits. I'm going to say 100.
It's 20. But
a 20?
It might as well be $100 to a kid. Like honestly, I feel like $2 is more meaningful to a child because they know what $2 is. It's like I can get some candy with that. $20, especially to like a 6-year-old. Now Rosie's old enough to understand like $20, like it's more. But
it's $2 is 2 candy bars. $20 is 20 candy bars.
Right, but like $20, it might as well be $200 million. They have no concept of money. $20 is so much to give to a child.
And that was back when he was coaching here, too?
He didn't have children here.
Oh, okay, then. How do you know he's giving $20?
He talked about
it. He convinced the tooth fairy to give $20.
He talked about it on the air or on like a Big Ten Media Day or something.
Ah, okay.
Alex should have been reporting that. I don't know how I'm doing it, but
that's a
hard-hitting questions, Alex Stroh.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Yeah. Can you do a series on that with all the players? It sounds like a TikTok thing.
It does.
Get Maddie on it. How much money does Tooth Fairy bring you? So, Alex?
Not a bad idea. I'll work on that.
There you go.
Thanks, Jim.
But I asked you a question. How much did Tooth Fairy bring you?
About $1, yeah.
About? Like sometimes 97 cents, sometimes buck. And even now, it's down average $1 for tooth.
Yeah, that was the mean. Going back to our math joke from yesterday.
Yes, yeah. Just, whatever was left over from the Tooth Fairy went in there, but at the end you were made whole.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we I'll even out in the end.
But I have lint and a button.
Why is there an old tooth of mine here? That was the other one. I love the other one.
Token to the zoo.
Baker Mayfield named the Buccaneers starting quarterback earlier today. I'm curious, who's the ultimate? He was on that team guy because Baker Mayfield as a Buccaneer just doesn't feel right to me. Like, who's a guy that you think of and forget he was on a certain team?
I think you do a lot with Bears quarterbacks.
I think you could.
Jason Campbell, former Bears quarterback. Okay, right? Kind of surprising. Cordell Stewart, former Bears quarterback. Like, there's a decent... Willie Mays, I think, though, was on the Mets. Joe Namath, I think, for the Rams.
Correct.
There was some players that did suit up.
Montana as a Chief is still weird.
Yeah, that was the one I was gonna say.
Yeah, but he was there long enough that it's less weird. Like, I think he was there like 3 or 4 years. So
yeah, I mean,
but it was also like
for the people that didn't get to see any of Montana's career. Really, I only ever knew him as
Jordan on the Wizards, but like those were So I did see this. Like, they were successful to some point. Montana, like, Willie Mays was bad. Namath was bad. Like, it was just bad.
I think if you were to tell anybody outside of Wisconsin that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a Buck.
No, most people know that.
Really?
Most
I
NBA
think that's a
fans know
very big Wisconsin thing to know, but I don't think that's super common.
I think Favre as a Jet will go down as one of those.
Favre as a Falcon?
Favre as a Falcon for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
So I just want to throw this out there. I saw this the other day and I wanted to confirm it. Michael Jordan, because in this era of like, player management and all that kind of stuff, his last year with the Wizards, played 82 games. All 82 games. He was like 42 years old or something like that. 37 minutes a game. Scored 20 points, grabbed 6 boards, had 4 assists and 2 steals. At 40-something.
Pretty good.
But the 82 games in 37 minutes. Like, I'm 43. If just to drag his butt up and down the court for 37 minutes a game for 82 games.
Yeah.
That alone.
That's impressive.
Right? It's just, I saw that the other day. I'm like, that can't be true. That's got to be like Jordan, like, lore. No, he did it. It's ridiculous. But again, it's a different era. Guys played 82.
Everything he did is lore now.
Nice.
I mean, it's pretty wild. But are you getting more stones for us?
I'll do one quick one. Just James Harden being fined $100,000 for the comments he made about the 76ers. Fair or foul, Matt?
Your guy. Specifically, he made comments about Daryl Morey. Called him a liar.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Does the team have grounds to fine somebody for disparaging?
It was the league that made the
league made that call. Well, I mean, rules are rules, man. I'm not going to defend the guy. Like, sorry, you don't like what you got going on, but you signed your deal for the extension with them, and now you're trying to get out and have them move you. Like, I think James Harden is the one in the wrong in this situation. Personally, I don't know the whole situation entirely, but yeah, I think it's totally fair for them to fine him if that's the rules and that's the situation he found himself in.
Yeah, you can't be out there bad-mouthing your team, trying to get traded this openly. It's just bad for the league. And I agree. Like, it's just a bad move all the way around for Harden. He is really making himself look really bad. Now, the funny part to me was that James Harden is like literally doing interviews with anyone. I swear there was like an interview with him at like a state fair talking to like a Philadelphia Burbs reporter, and he's doing the same thing, being like, nah, Daryl Morey is a liar, I want to get traded. Like, literally just like running the circuit. Like,
let's get him on.
I feel like, Matt might have a problem with that. He's boys with Daryl Morey.
Well, we could get Daryl too.
I feel like WSUM could get James Harden right now to talk about the trade. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-375-2830. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-375-2830 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-375-2830 to see if you qualify. That's 800-375-2830.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 7th. Position players, pitchers, and catchers can showcase their skills for over 40 college coaches scheduled to attend. Registration is open to all players in the 2024 to 27 graduating years, and spots are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Sign up today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com. Rays Baseball, raise your game.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
I'm not in a mood for drama tonight, Jason.
Why are you always trying to stir stuff up, Jason?
Is on Rutledge and Hamilton.
I don't know if I will go as far as you will.
With Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
Presented by Coors Light.
Rutledge and Hamilton continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. He's Hamilton. I am Rutledge. Matt Hamilton doesn't have a lot of clothes on his chest, but he has something to get off his chest, apparently.
Yeah, I got two things for Jason right off the bat. One, a comment.
Two pecs?
Jason, so every break, like clockwork, the second it's done, Strophy loves to go either come in here and chat with us or go out in the office and chat with the group. Whenever you're on next, he just sits in the booth and yucks it up with you.
I literally just went to the bathroom.
Oh, dude, we were just sitting here for the last 3 minutes watching you pace back and forth talking to Jason. It's like watching a cat in the zoo pacing back and forth. You were just so into your phone call with Jason. I enjoyed it. It was nice.
I do enjoy my 90 seconds a week I get to spend with Jason when Jesse Nelson normally works, but now on Wednesdays I get to spend 3 hours with him.
Yeah, it's awesome. He really does find you as his hero, so I think that's really cute. And now, Jason, my real question. Have you ever worn a tank top to work?
All right, so that's
Hi,
what
Jason.
you're currently wearing? Is that what I'm to understand here?
Yes. He is wearing a tank. He's going Pat McAfee. He's
Full
going
Pat
full
McAfee.
Pat McAfee today.
Not only have I never worn a tank top to work, I got to be honest. I don't think there was a time when I thought I was in pretty good shape. Not as good a shape as Jim Rutledge is, thanks to Dr. Nestor Rodriguez. But I don't think I've ever worn a tank top, much less to work. And then with a video component to your show on top of it. So you must be just an Adonis over there that you feel comfortable enough
to
do that.
Curler's body.
You just don't care.
Just huggable. That's how I would describe my shape.
Like a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Just huggable.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me tune in to the video stream so I can get a better idea of what I'm dealing with here. Let me join that. Please hold. I got a lot of Ben Brust reads. Oh, there you are.
Matt is hamming it up right now with the photo the photo here too.
The shirt's hilarious. My tank top says 6-pack coming soon, and it's got a lizard carrying a case of beer. So
he's chuffed with himself.
I really like this.
Yeah.
When the airlines lost my luggage on my honeymoon, this was the shirt that I purchased in the gift shop at the resort we were staying at.
Nice.
So.
And your wife immediately reconsidered her decision, or she was like, this is what I married. I'm fine with this.
Well, when I bought it, she goes, if the 6-pack is coming soon, then I'm okay with it. 6 years later, still working on it.
How many years ago was that? Yes, exactly. Okay, there we go.
Well, moving to football here, Matt Hamilton, you and Rashawn Gary share some representation on some agent sort of things here.
Yeah, that's true.
He's your guy, and I believe, Jason, either he's starting the ramp-up period or he's working his way back to practice here. What's the latest on Rashawn Gary?
Yeah, he did some 11-on-11 today, which was a big step for him, obviously. So that's great news. That's progress for him. But, is he going to play 65 snaps in Chicago on September 10th? I'm not sure about that. I'm guessing they're probably going to be a little extra careful with him. But, no, he's rip-roaring ready to go. And it was a really important step for him, and so he's excited. Now, I actually, while the big group was around him, I was talking to Eric Stokes, who, remember, was injured in the very same game. And he is still not cleared for even individual drills yet. He's still on the physically unable to perform list, and I think that's where he's going to start the season, frankly. So, different injuries and different timelines, but this is really big for Rashawn Gary. I actually was looking forward, Jim, to speaking with you.
Okay.
Because I'm curious. What? No, that's not a slight on you, Six-pack.
I know, I'm just kidding.
No, well, let me explain why. So we spent some time, I don't know if you guys caught the show, you can always catch it on Wisconsin On Demand. Presented by Group of Offices, one call, that's all. But we spent some time talking about the Jordan Love hype train that seems to be barreling down the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious if, Jim, in your memory banks, you can think back, sometime between 2017 to when they decided not to pick up his fifth-year option, if there was a time when the hype train in a preseason was like it is for Love for Mitch Trubisky. Because, the national folks, Homer and Tony just played for me, Dominique Foxworth, who was talking about him, and Dan Patrick, and Pat McAfee, and Dan Orlovsky, and I heard Freddie Coleman talking about it. Look, I am encouraged by what he's done. I think he has been better during camp than I expected him to be. I thought there would be a little more growing pains, especially in the joint practices, which, by the way, there were some huge ones, and he did not have a good practice the second day against the Patriots. And quite frankly, he should be glad that the focus was on the skirmishes and the fights, because otherwise, if there had been no fights, I think the focus would have been on how the Patriots defense ate his lunch that day. And then he played, again, great throw to Dobbs for the 50-yard gain, great touchdown throw to Jaden Reed. But
would you call that one a wow
first
throw?
2 drives, one ended.
The Jaden Reed one.
It was no. I would say I thought his throw to Dobbs was really good. I thought Dobbs actually got turned around because ideally you're catching that over your outside shoulder,
right,
and you're using your back to kind of box the guy out, and you got the sideline on the other side of you. So that was more of a wow throw to me. It was a really good throw, but somebody, I don't know who did it on Twitter, but I saw somebody put a side-by-side of Rodgers throwing that to Cobb and Love throwing it to Reed, and it looks exactly the same. They call that a through route, and it was identical. But my question, Jim, is, I'm sorry, I started rambling there. My question is, did you ever feel the hype for Mitch Trubisky? Because I'm just so taken aback by how the narrative has turned in the span of 2 preseason games, which under other circumstances we're talking about how preseason doesn't mean anything. But when it comes to Jordan Love, apparently it means the world.
Yeah, I would say that there was, I don't know if it's the Jordan Love part of it. I think part of it is the franchises. Green Bay, even though it's not the same regime, has a track record of success with quarterbacks, and Chicago has the complete opposite. So I think there is a poise from national and local media in each market to be like, this guy's bad, because Chicago always has bad quarterbacks, so the next one will be bad. And maybe with Love, it's Green Bay always has good quarterbacks, so this one will just be good. I would say the comp is that
good point.
Mitch tore it up in regular season games. He had a great one season, or a good one season as a starter, and he had really nice preseasons, which is what I point out here. And I heard you and Tausch talk about it on Monday of like physically, we know Jordan Love can do these things. We saw him doing against the Eagles. Physically, Mitch Trubisky can make all the throws, make the runs, do all those things. The issue was when, to borrow from Chewy, it went from 5th or 9th grade math to algebra or advanced algebra or whatever. That's where Mitch got in trouble. Or when things went bad in a real football game that had real consequences, he couldn't bounce back regularly. And so that's the part that I think that I'm waiting to see on Love of like, well, what happens when you actually get hit and there's actually, and then people know what you're going to do? I think Tauscher and you both said this, like, Love should be really good, I think, for the first few games, because he'll know the offense, he'll know how to run it, and then when teams know how to scheme against them, now we're going to figure out who Jordan Love is, because Mitch Trubisky, I think, in maybe his 5th game with Nagy as a starter, threw 6 touchdowns against the Buccaneers. Like, I mean, then people got tape on him, and then they go, oh, no, you're solved, game over. So there's so many, it's so long for Jordan Love to figure out if he's going to be good or bad. We're at he's like took one step out of the batter's box as far as figuring out what his career is going to be. From like an expert at bad quarterback.
And I agree.
We've literally read the book leaf of the Jordan Love book. Like, if his career is a book, we are not even through the intro yet.
And for me and the number of books I've read lately, that's as far as I generally get. I would also say this. Just because I am hemming or hawing or hedging or whatever Tausch likes to say I do, I just feel like that's the responsible approach with him. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think pumping him up the way he's getting pumped up does him any favors either, because if we're all talking about him the way people are talking about him now, and then he goes out in Chicago and Matt Eberflus has a really good plan for him, and he plays poorly, and then he goes to Atlanta and he struggles in Atlanta, the same people that are talking about him, like Orlovsky's talking about him, are going to turn around and pretend that conversation never happened and be on Get Up or whatever else talking about how much of a struggle it's been, and boy, I bet these guys are thinking, well, I wish we had Aaron Rodgers right about now, and doing that kind of, I mean, that's
Jason.
why I want fans to, Jimmy, I just want fans to understand, I want him to succeed, and I have seen good things from him. I'm just not ready to make the proclamations that too many people are willing to make right now.
And Jason, I'm with you on it. And but the thing is, I think that's interesting is if you really listen to them, because look, they do the same thing with Fields at times too, but they're all hedging. If Jordan Love plays like he did in the preseason, then he will be great. Yeah. Obviously, if Justin Fields goes 3 for 3 and everyone takes every half-inch throw he makes all the way to the end zone, he's going to win the MVP.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of ifs with like when you listen to the national media. There's a lot of if this is the same, if this goes right, if everything, it's a lot of ifs, so they can back off of it quickly.
It is reliant on that. But I will say this, Jason, and the reason I'm so excited.
Oh, he's all in. He's got him next. He's got a plaque in the Hall of Fame.
I've already got the gold jacket fitted. No, I'm kidding.
He's already got the tattoo. Packers Super Bowl champs.
After seeing that third offensive drive against New England on Saturday, and just the excitement from it, right? The Dobbs pass down the sideline.
Against their backup corners.
Well, regardless,
you're going to make him cry, Jason.
Matthew Judon was still in the game. I didn't realize it was the backup corners, but I guess I don't really care.
One starter played for the Bengals in that game on defense.
I'm talking about the New England
I know,
game.
but like the previous game.
But
you're talking about one drive.
I'm just excited. about the possibilities, right? Zach Tom looked really good at right tackle. A.J. Dillon laying down a nice block. And it seems like Jordan Love's decisiveness has improved. So, like, these are all good notes to me. It gives me encouragement that this offense is going to have moments in 2023 where we go, holy crap, they can be really good in 2024.
You can be encouraged, Stroke. Do not allow me to take away be the thief of joy on you once again. Because I know I played that role to some acclaim throughout your life. But I think you do have to keep it in perspective. He's played 29 snaps of preseason football. He's played 5 series. He's got 2 touchdowns on the board out of 5. That's great. Awesome. The throw to Dobbs was terrific. I also loved what I saw from him when he got up and showed some fire after he got late hit, because that doesn't seem to be his personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's so even keeled. I love the fact that he has not at any point, and God knows I've seen plenty of quarterbacks do this, he has not at any point looked completely frazzled or skittish or panicky or scared, right? Those are all great things, and let's take them as great things. I'm just saying that they don't prove anything one way or the other. So the same people that want to say, oh, he sucks and this is an aberration, they don't have enough information to back that up either. I just think this is my belief, I just think that we are so starved for more information on this kid that we will take whatever we can get, and we are all, and I'm trying not to be one of them, but even I've done it too. I've talked about wild throws. We are so starved for that whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, we are blowing it out of proportion because we're just so eager to have something to work with beyond 10 snaps against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and Jason, I'm with you on that. Apparently, Alex told me we have to break. But, yeah, I guarantee if you go into any market, any player that does well in the preseason, Hall of Fame. Any player that's not doing well, it's fine. It's just the preseason. I mean, that's honestly what's happening.
You're right about that.
Because how's Lucas Van Ness? Is he bad now because he hasn't
he's
had flash
bad.
plays?
He's just young.
Oh,
right?
it's just the preseason, right?
It's a different expectation for a rookie.
You told me we had to break.
Well, we can break in a second because I want to talk this out.
No, I want to hear from Wildy. If we're going to stay on, we have Wildy on. You can hash out after the break. But if we're going to have Wildy on, we're going to have Wildy on.
I can't wait for Jason Wildy to crush my hopes and dreams tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. when I fill in for Jesse
so
Nelson.
I'm not going to let you run through
break.
It. All right, Jason, thank you so much.
Matt, go back to chewing your pen with your six-pack there. All right, guys, take care. Be good.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Former Wisconsin linebacker Nick Herbig is making his impact in his first year as a Pittsburgh Steeler. In this past weekend's preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, Herbig had 3 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, when he was asked about the 4th-round picks coming out party this preseason.
You know, we like doing business with Wisconsin, man. Just schematically, it's the same thing that made us comfortable when we drafted TJ and Loudermilk and Benton. And so I can't tell you that I'm overly shocked at what we're seeing from him.
Bundle a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
The dog days of summer are here, so wind down with a couple cans of beer from Lake Louie Brewing. Whether it's an IPA, a Pilsner, or a Pale Ale, you can expect a beer that's flavorful, easy drinking, and always ready to roll. Enjoy Lake Louie's classic and award-winning Badger Club Amber, or crack open the new Lil Louie American. With 10 IBUs and 4.2 alcohol by volume, Lil Louie is a lighter, crisper, and a little more refreshing than your standard American lager. Care less and live more with Lake Louie. Enjoy responsibly.
Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win 2 different types of beer from Lake Louie Brewing. The famous Badger Club Amber and the new Lil Louie American Lager. Lil Louie, it's a crisp and refreshing American lager that satisfies the thirst of everyone seeking that classic American style. Lil Louie also pairs great with the classic Badger Club Amber, an easy drinking lager for easygoing folks. Listen every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win some free beer. This month, it's Lake Louie's Badger Club and Lil Louie Lager. 2:45 every Thursday.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Summer's here. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history.
See your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
See dealer for financing details.
The Prairie Athletic Club offers more for your money than any other health club in the area. Train in CrossFit, Pilates, hot yoga, and over 150 group fitness classes organized per week. Or upgrade to the PAC's new Platinum membership for unlimited access to these sessions, along with training zone and boot camp classes. Then get outside at the Dolphins Cove Water Park and the Prairie Pines Golf Club in Sun Prairie. Call, stop by, or visit prairieathletic.com today. Prairie Athletic Club, family, fun, and community.
Jim Rutledge here to tell you about X Golf Madison, and the most important thing that you need to know is that X Golf Madison is for everyone. Heck, I golf there. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a new golfer, or in between like me, X Golf Madison is going to be fun for you. They have a full bar, excellent service, great food, and the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world. You can play one of their 50 courses available, take lessons from a PGA pro, hit the driving range, or even join a league. Stop by their East Madison or Middleton location today, or visit them online at xgolfwisconsin.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Miss Polly said, come on over tonight. Told me you don't know.
I need to pick a fight, but before that, I need a drink. And if I'm drinking Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made in the great county of Door County. Gins, rums, whiskeys, vodkas, whatever you need, they've got it, and they do it fantastic. Go to doorcountydistillery.com. Find the retailer nearest you and those secret cocktail recipes. doorcountydistillery.com is the website. It's Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. I'm Alex Strofe, alongside two dinguses and Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton. Matt's just a dingus because of his outfit. Jim's a dingus because of his take before the break. And that was essentially Lucas Van Ness has struggled, the rookie. Does that mean preseason means nothing, but Jordan Love's playing well, so it means something? And Jim, I think you of all people can comprehend the fact that there's different levels, expectations, right? Jordan Love's a fourth-year quarterback. We better be seeing progression and understanding of the offense, whereas Lucas Van Ness is playing his first 2 NFL games. So if he struggles, that's okay, right? It takes time to develop, and we saw that with a guy like Rashawn Gary.
But you can make a case that all you got to do is just go pin your ears back, go get the quarterback. And I'm not saying Lucas. My point is the preseason is honestly in the eye of the beholder. That you can take out of it what you want to see out of it, because the God's honest truth is Jordan Love has shown us nothing that we shouldn't already know. And I had no expectations of Jordan Love being trash. Jordan Love, we saw him against Philadelphia. He looks like a capable NFL quarterback who's not going to be a pee-pants, that can make quick decisions, get the ball out, and let his playmakers make plays. And that is a functional NFL quarterback. That is an NFL quarterback that you can win NFL games with. That is a far cry from being a franchise quarterback, a guy you want to extend, a guy you want to commit to long-term. And a guy that Packer fans will be happy with, because I will maintain this, Packer fans will not be happy with Kirk Cousins or Alex Smith. That will not feel right to Packer fans after coming off of 2 GOAT-level quarterbacks in their primes to go to just even if you get to the exact same place, it's going to feel lesser because you were used to elite. And
here's the thing, it's not going to feel that way right away. Here's the thing: if Jordan Love gets you a sniff of it,
I'm talking about seasons. I'm talking about like a. So let's say Jordan Love looks like Alex Smith these next 2 years, and the Packers extend him.
Okay,
and now you got 5 years of him, and it's the same
Honestly,
thing.
I still feel like people are going to hedge and be like, "Oh, we made it." Like, I think they're back to be like getting the NFC Championship game is a big accomplishment.
But that won't be a regular. Like, that's the difference between an Aaron Rodgers and a Cousins. Like, you might get there once, and then you might make the playoffs the other years, but you just flounder out. Andy Dalton, I think, is a fair comp. Andy Dalton won the division a few times. They always lost in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, they win the division, they lose in the playoffs. You can have good quarterbacks that can't get it done when it matters.
Right.
And Aaron Rodgers at least got it done one game. Like, he got you to the NFC Championship game. Sometimes two, usually only had to win one.
Right.
That difference of, like, God-tier quarterback play, even last year, don't give me the stats of Kirk Cousins. Aaron Rodgers was the premier quarterback in the NFC North by head and shoulders. Like, every team would have... Any team in the NFC North would have traded their quarterback for him.
Right.
That is not the case right now. That will not be the case this year. Jordan Love will not be the top-tier quarterback in the NFC North, especially by head and shoulders.
Yeah.
And
especially by head and shoulders.
And I don't think that'll happen for the next few years. So that right there is a you can still win football games.
Right.
But an elite quarterback guarantees that you're always in the mix to win the division and get to the NFC Championship game. Average quarterback play gets you close. But can Jordan Love overcome some injuries and now he has to be the star that carries his team for 4 or 5 games? Yeah. That is like a one of one. That is Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes and like a few others that can do that. Most other quarterbacks can't, including Lamar Jackson, who's won an MVP and been on the cover of Madden. He's still not anywhere close to what Aaron Rodgers was. And that's the part where the drop-off between Aaron Rodgers and almost any other quarterback in the NFL is massive. Even last year, Aaron Rodgers, from his institutional knowledge of the Packers offense and how to win at Lambeau and how to win. If you watch Hard Knocks, him picking up the grass and rubbing his hands into the dirt, throwing it in the air, talking about throwing the football of like, hey, if the wind's blowing about 5 miles per hour, I know to put a little bit of a backspin on it to bring it back into the wide receiver. Talking about reading these defenses. I know that if this guy's leaning like this, I know exactly what he's going to do. And him knowing all of that without even having to study it. Like, it is basically in his brain.
It's like it's almost like lizard brain.
So this isn't about Jordan Love. This is about Aaron Rodgers was one of the greatest quarterbacks, and I can't stand him as a person, but he was one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play in the NFL, and he played for the Green Bay Packers.
It's 4 nights of complete darkness.
And if you think that you're getting it back, maybe you will, but most likely you're getting, best case scenario, an above-average quarterback, which isn't bad, but nothing Jordan Love has shown in the preseason is showing that he's going to be anything more than an above-average or capable NFL quarterback, which, hell, I would say 10 to 15 teams are always searching for capable NFL quarterbacks. So if that's the case, it's not an F, but it's a far cry from Aaron Rodgers, Matt.
That's true, but I'm looking forward to an exciting season.
You should. I'm not taking away your excitement.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're expecting Aaron Rodgers, you're going to be upset. Rutledge and Hamilton, Scalzo and Brust up next. We're presented by Coors Light.
See ya. Hey, Matt Hamilton here. For close to 155 years, Leinie's has stayed true to the Jacob Leinie-Kugel